Hello, it's Sunday, May 11th. Today's day 5 of my trip. It's the last day. Today I'm going to go from Trinity down to Clearwater. I'm just going to stop at Honeymoon Island at the beach there. That would be my water-to-water picture. A lot's going to depend on the rain today. It's already drizzling right now. This could be a rain day, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to videotape. On the other hand, I'm trying to figure out why I'm having trouble with my audio. And it might be because when I put the second mic on from the first, it actually squeaches. So there'll be some testing going on today, but then again, I might not be videoing very much if it rains. So let's have to see how today goes. It's Sunday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day to all, and we'll just see you down the road, and hopefully I won't get too wet today. Take care. Well, at the moment, the dribbling of rain has stopped. But if necessary, I'm prepared to hop off and put a poncho on and cover things up. We'll do what we got to do. Today's the last day, and I don't want to miss today. So, Lord willing, the rain will hold off, or the hard rain will hold off. I don't mind so much a little bit of rain. My only concern is down here, they don't have light rain this time of the year. They've got rainy events, and they're usually pretty heavy thunderstorms. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. We'll see what happens. See you down the road. We're coming up to where I left yesterday off. It's been about 1.25 miles from the motel. I've been in the sidewalk the whole time, so it's been safe riding. Okay, this is where, I'm sorry yesterday if the audio was crappy, but on the other side of the road to my right is where I left off yesterday on the Starkey Boulevard Trail. Coming across the street, the trail continues. It's no longer called the Starkey Boulevard Trail. It's called the Starkey Gap Trail. I guess it's because it's the gap between Starkey and the Pinellas Trail, which is somewhere about 1.5 miles down the road yet. I'll let you know when we get there. The rain has subsided. The ground's wet. There's a little bit of moisture in the air, but it's not bad. It's feeling pretty good. Got a bit of a headwind this morning, which I don't care much for, but that's just how it goes. And just cruising down the Starkey Gap Trail till we get to Pinellas. See you later. Here's a little bit of a view down the Starkey Gap Trail. Probably can't tell, but I've got housing off to my left. Not much of anything to the right. Massive power lines going right down the middle of the trail. They look in the genre of about 365,000 volts. And I got some joggers up in front of me. Hello, bunny. Hey, critter. Okay. You probably couldn't see it, but I just saw a bunny rabbit. I knew I'd see a critter eventually. Later. Don't know how well you can see, but I've never seen a flying tap on 365,000 volts before. Where they just grab the line up on top and let it loosely hang on down, and then drop down and just keep on going. Interesting. I'm not sure how well you could see, but these houses have an outdoor pool in a screened in area. That's living. I think they all do. If I lived down here, it'd be awful hot. I want to have a pool also. How about that? One house after another is a screened-in pool. I like that. Well, we're about to cross Trinity Boulevard. Pretty busy street. And they've got a push button. Okay. I'll push the button. That wasn't too bad. Got a golf course off to the left. Gonna have to readjust my fenders sometime. Okay, this is going to be Robert Jones Parkway. Shortly after crossing Robert Jones Parkway, the Pinellas Trail begins. Somewhere in here becomes the Pinellas Trail. So you're probably going to ride about 2 miles from where you turn onto the Starkey Gap Trail off of the main highway there, heading south. Okay, we're 2 miles south of the Starkey Gap start, and here's the Pinellas Trail starting. So now officially on the Pinellas Trail, about 3.5 miles into the day. I'm not sure what to expect as far as landscape's not the right word, scenery goes. From what I saw on my mapping program, this appears to go through a lot of residential areas, so let's just stand by and see. Catch you down the trail. I'm not sure why, but my Garmin shows this as the Tri-County Trail. I think it's the Pinellas Trail though. Morning. And she has her hands full. Good morning. I guess they count those as critters. Critter count for the day: 1 rabbit, 2 squirrels, and I think 3 dogs, and a bunch of humanoids. Later. Morning. I guess I missed that. That makes 4 dogs, 2 rabbits, I think, and a squirrel. Or is it 1 rabbit and 2 squirrels? I'm forgetting already. Anyhow, still cloudy out. And there's a little bit of moisture in the air. Other than that, we're doing okay. Heading down the Pinellas Trail here. Or is it Tri-County Trail? I don't know which one it is. Later. I'm about 5.5 miles into my ride, and the trail kind of curves to the right here. This might be called Tarpon Springs Road to my left. Let's follow along. Later. Morning. Looks like the trail's gonna jump the other side of the road here. I'm about 7.5 miles into my ride. It's starting to get more rainy, so I'm gonna have to buckle everything up here. So this will be my last video for a while. If I can find some place safe to pull over, I will, and button things up. I guess this is as good as any. See you down the road. Well, I'm back on the air for I don't know how long. After a torrential downpour, a little bit of lightning and no place to hide. I'm finally at downtown Tarpon Springs. And then I want to record some of this because it's kind of pretty. So I will mention as I take off here that there has been a lot of turns on the Pinellas Trail. Too bad I couldn't document them. It did help to have my Garmin, especially in the rain. I could see where the turns were coming up. But honestly, as long as you keep track of where you're at, I mean, as long as you watch the where the trail goes, you'll be okay. But it does hop across the street several times, so you just have to keep your eye open. There are plenty of coffee houses around here. Hopefully someone will let me go through. Good. To my right, you probably didn't see, there's an old train depot and it's got restrooms in it if you ever need them. Sorry about that. It's wet. I still have my cape on just in case. If anything, it'll help dry it out if it doesn't rain anymore, but it's going to. There is rain all around. But I'll try to record when I can. Ah, there's a barbecue place on the left. Now serving. Well, that smells good. I've got about 7.5 miles till I get to the causeway. It's called the cycleway to it. That gets me to cross over to Honeymoon Island. Honeymoon Island, I'm sorry. Honeymoon Island. And hopefully it ain't raining. Because if it is, especially if it's downpouring, I'm not sure. I'm going to go to get a picture at the bay on the beach. I'm not sure it'd be worth it. I guess they're gonna let me go. Thank you, thank you. And I guess that was Tarpon Springs downtown. Later. Crossing Klosterman Avenue. It's starting to rain again. Not heavy yet. Keep an eye on it. It starts coming down. Here comes. Speedster on his e-bike. I'm pretty sure I'm the edge of Tarpon Springs. I kept my rain cape on because I figure I'm going to need it again. And if I don't, it'll dry out. But it's drizzling again. I'll look at the radars. It's all around. Fortunately, I called my motel for tonight, Tropical Inn. I told them I was on a bicycle, and I appreciate the ground floor because there's 2 stories and there's no elevator. So he got me on the ground floor, and I asked him about early arrival, which we can do for $25. So if I get down that way and it's raining and I just want to go straight to the motel, it's probably worthwhile just paying the extra $25 for an early check-in. Although this is the last day, it's his destination day, it sure would be nice to be able to get some satisfaction by going to the beach and all that. We'll just have to see how it plays out. And the rain's picking up, so at the moment we'll keep the camera out unless it gets a little more heavier. See you down the trail. There's an underpass up ahead. It's tempting to stop there for a while, but I don't think I'm going to. It's not raining hard enough yet. Pretty mural on it. Hope you can see it. Hoo-hoo. That's for you, Thomas. Let's dry under here. I'm pretty sure the Pinellas Trail was an old railroad. I have not researched it, but when we went through downtown Tarpon Springs, there was an old depot there, so that kind of would suggest that it was a rail trail. This trail used to be a railroad. Now it's a rail trail. It's a little lighter out, which is normally a good sign, but look at the radar, it's not promising. Wall Springs Park. Wall Springs Park off to the right. Got permanent restrooms. Looks like a nice park. Crossing Braillard. Lots of crossings. Later. Another view down the Pinellas Trail. There's residence on both sides of the trail, but there's so many trees here that gets blocked quite a bit. Actually, it's very pretty. Group ride. Hello. Hello.
Morning.
Okay. Oh, there's two dogs there. I think critter count makes that, let me think. 2 rabbits, a couple squirrels now, and a total of 7 dogs I've seen, so, and a bunch of humanoids. It's getting lighter, but I wish the drizzle would stop. I can handle it like it is right now, though. I'm going to get passed by some cyclists. As I mentioned, the trail goes right through the residential area. Okay.
Have a good one.
You have a good one too. Later. Well, right or wrong, I'm going to take the cape off. We'll see what happens. I'll keep it handy though. Well, I may regret this. I took my cape off. The radar shows there's rain all around, though at the moment it's not raining. I've got a little under 3 miles till I get to the causeway that goes to Honeymoon Island. And at that corner, there's a McDonald's, so it would be a good place to take a rest and figure out the rest of the day, if it's pouring out or what's going to happen. So hopefully I can make 2.7 miles to the McDonald's before it rains again. If not, I got the cape pretty handy. See you down the trail. Thank you. People, drivers have been really friendly. I have no complaints at all. In fact, just the opposite. Praise for their graciousness and kindness. Well, the sign says Palm Harbor. I'm going to assume that's the town. Just cruising down the Pinellas Trail. Palm Harbor in Florida, not California, duh. See you later. One of the things I wanted to show you is a lot of this trail has got a walkway next to the bike trail. In other words, the pedestrians would use the walkway and the bike trail people would use the larger trail. That's kind of a neat idea, considering there's a lot of people out here walking their dogs and everything. Good for them. Well, it is starting to rain again. Kind of figured it'd be short-lived. Morning. At the moment, I'm going to hold off, stop putting the cape on. I've got 1.3 miles to McDonald's. Unless it rains harder, it's going to keep on going, trucking. See, I've looked at the radar. There's rain all over the place. It's unavoidable. The question going through my mind now is, do I want to ride 5 miles to Honeymoon Island, pay money to get in just to take a picture, turn around and leave? That's what I got to decide. How important is that picture by the water? I'll let you know later. Looks like we're going to go up and over. Go down to Granny. Okay. Hello. Okay. It looks like once you're up here, you take a left and go over it again and come down the other side of the highway. Okay. That's what my Garmin shows too, so. We are now technically, I see, welcome to Dunedin, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I'll call it Dunedin. It is raining a little harder. I am 4/10 of a mile from McDonald's. I'm still going to try and make it without putting that cape on. Last 4/10. And hopefully my camera will be alright. Believe it or not, I've lost both of my front flashing lights. I had them upside down to mount on the bottom of my bars, and water got into the charging port. I hope they're not fried. I hope they still need to be dried out. I guess we'll find out. Coming into Dunedin. There's a McDonald's on the right. The causeway's on the other side. So I'm going to meander over there. I'll be back. Let you know what I decide. Well, it seems like no matter where I go and try to get a picture by the water, I get locked out. This whole trip's been that way. I have opted not to go to Honeymoon Island, rather to Weaver Park. This is the bay, or the Gulf, I'm sorry. It's an inlet for the Gulf, but it's still the Gulf. So technically I have gone coast to coast. It's pouring rain out again. It's been that way all day just about, so I opted not to take that extra 10-mile round trip out the causeway to Honeymoon Island in the pouring rain. Besides the fact I didn't care too much for the lightning that was around me either. So that's Jenny. She's had a long trip, just like her owner. And for the time being, I'm just going to head from here down to Clearwater to my motel. I don't know if I'll be videotaping anything between now and then, but if not, I'll give you a summary tonight. It's been good. Well, I'm back. The rain has temporarily stopped. I'm in Clearwater. And rather than go to my motel early, I think what I'm going to do is try and take Drew Street down to try and get to Clearwater Beach. Or get close at least. To the beach is that way. Sign says to the beach, go left. I don't know. So the road's closed, but I thought there's a bike path down there, so I'm going to go straight. Okay. There's the bike path right here. Okay. Now we're talking. Suppose there's a bike path over that bridge. I'll be back. So yes, I'm in my lowest gear, and huffing and puffing to get to the top, and being passed by pedestrians. Sorry. Good place for an e-bike. Not some old fart pushing 70-ish. Oh, we hit the peak. Photo op. Well, I get to go downhill now. The only problem is I have to come back up it. Whoa. This will be the bike trail along It'll be interesting to see how close we can get to the beach. We'll find out in a minute. We're coming into Clearwater Beach. See how close this bike trail gets me to the water. No bicycles. Okay. No bicycles. We ain't gonna go that way. Well, folks, this is as close as I'm going to get to the water. I'm not going to drag my bike through the sand. I'm quite happy. I made it to the Gulf in reality. Good evening, this is Larry. I finished my coast-to-coast ride today. The Pinellas Trail was wonderful. I liked it from what I could see because it rained the entire time. It really came down a lot. So I got to the causeway to go to Honeymoon Island, and it was just raining and raining and raining, and I thought to myself, do I want to go out there 4+ miles and turn around and come back just for a picture in the pouring rain? I said, no, it's not that important that I have my picture by the water. So anyways, I decided to go on and bypass all that, and then I tried sliding over to the Gulf just before I got to Clearwater, and I was able to get a picture of myself and my bike by the water. It was an inlet, but it was still part of the overall bay. So I did that, and then I started coming back to finish the ride up in Clearwater, and I decided all of a sudden I'm looking and it's like it stopped raining. So I made the decision to go to Clearwater Beach, and there I finished everything up. So it was great. No cons of the day other than the rain. I couldn't do much about that, but my poncho worked great and everything worked great. This wraps it up for the coast to coast videos. I hope you got a chance to see most of all 5. And in June, my friend Tom and I are going to be riding the Erie Canal, so I'll be back then. Until then, take care.